So we got Taffa to stick around. She was going to have to head out because she normally has a fear of, you said Negroes, right? And so she was wanting to get out of here. And I said, no, John's a great guy. You should definitely.
She said
people of color.
It's honestly just like the
and
worst.
Then she does this. She
goes,
goes, you know, those types. And I was like, oh, come on.
No.
Really?
So
I really have to go now.
So, but we convinced her to stick around and talk to John here. And we said, what? There we go. Well, no.
Just wiggle it a little.
No, it's.
That's what she said.
Oh, now it's going out for real. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Don't touch it.
Just don't touch it.
So, right, we got her to stick around. But don't worry, there's no Chinaman here. So you're at least good on that today. So, John.
Yeah, but see, I've been accused of being half a person of color.
Oh, how does that work?
It doesn't. I'm not. I am full color.
Nice. So of course,
Chinaman.
John. Yeah.
I've been accused of being
he's not
Chinaman.
Chinese flavored color. So, but John, so you like to laugh. I've heard, and you like to.
I like to make fun. I like to make fun.
Good. So I like fun things sometimes.
Yep.
I like to insult, make fun of people, get made fun of.
See, I like that.
See, on our show on Starstruck, I'm usually the butt of most of the jokes.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. It's like I'm the oldest guy there, and they define me as their big brother that lets them pick on them.
You're a good big brother.
So tell us about Starstruck.
Starstruck is 4 comedians. The host is CJ Starr, and then there's.
Oh, I see what you did there with the title.
That's
I get it.
Oh,
did you not get that?
Oh, I get it now.
I'll explain it to you later, little girl.
I'm still figuring out what starstruck means.
Clever.
I'm still learning what voting means.
It's what you got when you saw me walk in. You were starstruck.
I was dreamy. I had big Bugs Bunny dreamy eyes.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna wear my Chun-Li outfit for him.
Whatever the female equivalent of the Wolf and Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
So it starts with CJ Starr.
CJ Starr, he's the host, and it's Damus Smith and Patrick Puckett. And
Patrick, superhero name.
Patrick Puckett is hilarious. Him and CJ have probably all three of them been doing comedy about the same amount of time, between 5 and 7 years. Mm-hmm. I'm the rookie in the group. I'm the youngest as far as comedy, and they're my mentors.
Wow.
And they've taken me under their wing, and they listen to my stupid little jokes. And
we've been doing this show for a year, and we still don't do comedy.
And they tell me, you're not funny. Work on it. No, but seriously, we do shows all around the Metroplex.
But seriously, I like that coming in from the joke. All right.
We do shows all around the Metroplex. Hyenas Comedy Club. Lots of local bars and clubs will put shows together. And there's at least 300 comedians in the Metroplex.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly a lot.
It's about 300 comedians in the Metroplex, and we do open mics on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights. Do shows Friday and Saturday, Sundays. Sometimes.
You said Hyenas. Where else do you normally?
Hyenas in Fort Worth and Dallas, and then you got the Addison Improv.
Right.
But the Addison Improv doesn't do open mics. It brings in headliners, and it has they will pull from the pool of local comics to host and open. They usually have people like one of the Murphy brothers, specifically not Eddie. He doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah. I haven't seen funny Eddie Murphy in years.
Yeah, man, I'm waiting for that guy to make a comeback so bad.
I watched Coming to America last night, and then a couple days ago, Beverly Hills Cop, and I was like,
can he just do a Bill Murray and just be like, fuck it, I'm going drama? And I'd watch that.
But that's the thing with comics. People get into comedy for many different reasons. A lot of people who have success in comedy see success as a movie.
Yeah.
And they don't want to particularly write and tour forever. They do it with ends to the mean of getting a movie.
Or a television show.
Or be on TV.
Yeah.
Like there's one local comic named Tone Bell. He was on a show last Tuesday, which I thought was a really big deal. He won the Best Comic of Texas a few years back, and he's really good. And he was on there as a character, and he did stand up. And it was pretty clever the way they did it, because he's a great comedian, great writer, great comedian.
What's his name again?
Tone Bell.
Tone Bell. Okay.
Tonebell.
Nice name.
His name is Tony Tone Bell. But they had him bombing in the beginning. He was doing some stuff that wasn't true to him, and that's what comedians have to do. It has to come from a true place.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't just seem real. You have to talk about what's real to you. And they had him saying some stuff that wasn't really true to him. And he said, you know what? Forget this. And the funny part was, he's a black guy, good-looking black man. And I found out he was going to be on the show, and this is a black show. I'm like, oh, this is great for Tone. He's going to get the canoodle with all these sexy black women on TV. They made his character gay.
That's a shame.
I have nothing wrong. No problem with gay people. It's no problem.
Nothing wrong
And
with
he's not gay. But they made his character
Right.
gay. He didn't get to
Canoodle.
fondle some of
Yeah.
these beautiful women. Because that's what he was
That's always
thinking.
a shame.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I said, my man gonna get to fondle some of these.
That's the only reason I have this show is to fondle whatever I can.
Yeah.
But they made his character gay, and he did a great job. And then he goes into the stand-up part they let him do on the show, and he's bombing. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna talk about my broke boyfriend, and he kills with that material because the way they played it was like it was coming from a true place.
Right.
And that's what comedy is. From what I've been, from my understanding, is you have to come from a true place and it has to mean something to you, or it really isn't gonna play very well. Or somebody can steal it from you and use it, for themselves. If you make
Carlos Mencia.
exactly.
Yep.
But if you just make stuff up and it doesn't come from a true place, people aren't gonna believe you.
Yeah.
I was also told by somebody when I first started, talk to your audience. If you feel like you're having a conversation with them, they'll receive you better. Like V told me she wanted to go and do GCH open mic. I don't know if she did it or not.
I can't wait to see that.
I don't know if she did it or not. She,
She's just going to wind up ranting about politics.
Yeah, V the bomb hangover. That's what it is.
well, she's going to be on our show this coming Thursday.
Nice.
Are you going to participate in the Gong Show that she's organizing?
Trying to.
Okay.
Nice.
Trying to.
Dell's going to do naked stand-up for it.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a guy.
I'm literally just going to have it stand up for 8 minutes.
Boom.
And everyone's gonna laugh.
And everybody's going to laugh and they're going to gong it.
There was a guy at DCH, Dallas Comedy House, on Tuesday, got up on a stool, stripped down to his pants, and stood there. I saw the video. I wasn't there. I saw the video. I thought he was peeing on stage. But he got up there and he stood there, and I said, what is this guy doing? And then he just jumps off. What is that? That's not comedy.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
Exactly.
Well, y'all know who Larry David is?
Yes.
One of the best stories
Unfortunately.
I ever heard of. See, he doesn't like Larry David. And
Larry David's great.
I think that's crazy.
No,
You must
Larry,
like him.
Larry David is awkward.
No, he's
And that's
hilarious.
his genius.
Yeah.
That's the genius of
He's
Larry
just
David.
him.
Yeah.
So good.
I've been awkward my whole life, and no one's giving me money for it.
Keep working at it.
Yeah, keep working at it. Play it up.
Look at him. He didn't get that until I mean,
Keep
that's
working
old.
at it.
But one of the best stories I always heard is Larry David's a horrible stand-up comedian. He just can't seem to deliver jokes right. One of the best stories that Seinfeld tells is that Larry walks out on the stage one time with the microphone, takes the microphone out, he looks around and nobody's laughing or anything. He's uncomfortable. He just goes, fuck you, you don't deserve this, and just puts the mic back really slowly and walks off stage, and everybody exploded in applause. And that was his stand-up. He just said, all of you suck, you're not going to laugh at my jokes, fuck all of you, and just laugh.
Yeah.
Well, just getting out on the stage has got to be the hardest part. I don't think I can do that. So
Yeah.
That's what people say. Some people are afraid. Me, I never was afraid. I grew up from a violent background. Not by my parents. My parents were great people, but I grew up in a tough neighborhood. So
He was raised in the Thunderdome, people.
So walking up on stage and I have the mic and I'm louder than you and I'm not afraid of you anyway.
Oh,
So
there
I
you
just
go.
got up there and started talking. Yeah. This is what I think, and you're gonna hear it. I heard somebody say, I have an opinion. They say, I'm not yelling, I just have an opinion, so I'm talking louder than you so you can hear me.
Yeah.
And that was my take on it when I got up there the very first time.
Yeah.
I just went in and I went 1 week and I watched the open mic. Saw how
That's
it
probably a
went.
good way to start.
I watched how it worked because I didn't want to go up there and be fumbling around because I don't know the rules. I sat down and I watched. I watched the whole thing till the last comic was done. I saw what people did that didn't work. I saw what people did that did work. And I went back that next week, got on the list, and got up. I had already had my material written. I had been practicing at home. And I just got up and did it. I've watched people get up and have no clue of what they're doing.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those too.
And
at
it's
local
not,
mics.
it's not
I do
that
that
they didn't know
every
they were
day.
doing because they weren't funny. They didn't know the process, so it made it awkward. And so it took focus off your material and what you were doing. I mean, learn your craft if you're going to do it.
Absolutely.
And they weren't. They just show up and, oh, it's got to be, you just got to act silly.
That's my problem with like 95% of stuff on YouTube is people think, oh, I did something, so it's worth putting out there. And it's like, no. If you're going to do something, it needs to be better than other people. Just because you personally did something doesn't mean it's worth other people taking their time to view.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
And
a
you've
lot
got
of
to, if you're going to
marketing.
if you're going to do something, you need to spend the time and the energy to make it as best you can before showing it to people. And too many times, I mean, how many times have we seen stuff on YouTube where it's one guy that's like, I made this song for my girlfriend. It's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, anybody can write a damn song. I mean, did you take time to make sure it was good? Did you run it by other people? Did you test it before you put it out there?
And most importantly, is she still your girlfriend?
Yeah, that's the
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Were
the
you
thing.
able to keep her?
But I've seen a lot of stand-up comics, especially on open mic nights, where they think that because they're standing up with a mic in their hand saying stuff, that you should laugh.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. I've
see-
never, it's like getting on stage and just having a guitar and strumming it and thinking people should like your music. You know?
This is the thing, though. Chris Lehman told me a few months back. Chris, you guys, I don't know if you know Chris Lehman. I don't
think so.
He just won this year. He won the best comic in Texas.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. He told me, he said, if you go to an open mic and you kill, you're doing it wrong. Open mic is practice. You go there, you write during the week. And what CJ, who is the host of our show, who's one of my biggest mentors and a great guy, he's constantly telling me, John, a new 5 minutes every week. And I've heard that from other comics also. So you write, and I guarantee you, any comic that you see that's successful writes material. And he practices. You practice at home and you practice at open mics.
For instance, I saw Chris Rock one time perform with a notepad in his hand.
Yeah.
Then he would do the material and scratch it off if it didn't work. He'd be like, oh, and people would laugh. He'd be like, you guys like that one? Okay. And then he'd mark it down.
Yeah.
But that was he would do an open mic night,
Yeah.
even as Chris Rock, years into his career. And he did it one day here in Dallas at a small little club. And he didn't tell anybody he was going to be there, but he was testing material
Exactly.
to see what worked, you know?
You have to practice. Just like a drummer, a guitar player, a singer,
Porn artist.
Porn artist.
porn artist.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite people in the world. yes. Some of my favorite people in the world. Because without them, I wouldn't know how to do it.
Yeah. They've taught me more than my parents or school ever did about sex.
Nobody else but porn stars
Yeah.
taught me where to put it and how to do it.
That's the news that we were going to talk about earlier on in the show.
What was it?
The syphilis outbreak from that porn star.
Oh, yeah.
This porn star was forging his STD screening documents.
shit.
Yeah.
And just so he could keep working, and he
Right.
spread syphilis across a lot of porn stars.
But he's not the only one that's done that, I'm sure.
No,
This is so
but
funny
this
to
is
me. I
like
don't
a
know why.
huge,
Yeah.
because he was working for like two of the biggest porn producers.
Yeah.
If I
in
remember
LA.
correctly, there was one that did it with AIDS also.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
well. That was an accident. A condom broke during a set in South America, and when they came back, for some reason the test showed a false negative,
South
and then they let
American
them.
condoms.
Yeah, yeah.
use them.
Don't ever.
Damn it.
Do not buy South
But yeah, and of
American
course the
Buy
porn industry
American,
is
folks.
very. They actually have the lowest amount per capita of STDs because they are very, very
they're
serious.
self-regulating
Yeah,
because
I
that's
mean,
their business. They can't,
Right.
have all their stars dying. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a wood shop just not caring if people chopped off their fingers. You're still gonna need that shit to run it through. You know?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So if
right,
your
right.
dick falls off, you're not gonna be making that much more porn.
or you'll be making a different.
Or you can
kind.
be the bottom. Yeah, I was about to say of a gay porn. That's
Or
fine
if you
too.
just drop
Or
dead.
just
you're not
specialty
there.
porn.
That
Yeah.
never helps a
very,
career.
very
Never helps a
specialized.
career.
So, except I'll take it back. Maybe Eddie Murphy's career would be.
Yeah.
If he dropped dead, people might go, "That's probably the best movie he's made in movies in like 15 years."
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the show as well.
Well, what we do is we do a roundtable.
Starstruck, just in case people
Yeah,
at home forgot,
Starstruck,
because they're smoking
Starstruck.
weed at home.
Yeah, Star Trek. We normally do like a roundtable like this, and we have a lot of guests in. I love it when we have guests in because they bring a different type of perspective and a different type of energy. We had a woman, Mama Michelle, a couple weeks ago who was just hilarious. She's a local female comic. She is hilarious, and she has a wonderful voice. Jedi recorded her for some voiceover stuff.
Very cool.
Her voice is beautiful. We promote everybody's show. If you have something going on, we do our show on Thursday. At the end of the show, we talk about what's going on during the weekend.
Nice.
So let us know what you have going on during the weekend so we can promote it. We
Awesome.
we talk about what movies are coming out, what comedy events, because we are a comic show. We talk
Right.
about all comics coming to town. We do bits. We have this one bit called This Moment in Light-Skinned History, which I think Jedi really likes,
Sounds great already.
where we take actual black history and take some poetic justice with it and add some stuff in.
Nice.
And it works really good. It always works. It works great. CJ writes most of those. Probably all of those. CJ is a great writer.
You know, we're talking about putting together for the station the first live show. We're talking about putting together like a little sitcom,
Right,
15
right,
minutes,
right.
about. Well, we won't talk about the premise in case anybody steals it at home because our viewer audience are bastards.
Yeah.
So you can't give them anything, and you know you're fucking bastards. But yeah, we should maybe talk to you guys about getting together because what we need more than anything else is we got ideas, but writers.
Yeah,
we
'cause
need
comics,
more
that's-
writers.
We
Yeah,
write
so.
every week. Comics, we write every week.
Right.
And Patrick does a lot of voices. Patrick Puckett, the only white guy on the show, but I call him my light-skinned brother. Hey, we got to get it in where it fit in. But Patrick does the traffic. He does the traffic. Patrick does the traffic and the news, and he does a lot of other stuff. He writes really good stuff, and he does voices. He has this Dominican baseball player voice that if you turn the camera off, you would think there was a Dominican baseball player in this studio. He does great voices, and he is really funny. He lived in L.A. for a while, and then he moved back to Dallas about a year and a half ago, I think. And that's another thing comics do. They perfect their craft, and then they move to another market to try to grow. That's what you have to do. Yeah. If you've outgrown the Dallas-Fort Worth scene, you got to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Just anything else that's maybe creative, like
anything
with
else.
modeling or with being like a musician and stuff like that.
Right, because you can't. I don't think you can build a modeling career in Dallas.
This is pretty much where modeling careers go to die.
Yeah, I don't think you can. It's better than say Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah. Or Oklahoma.
Yeah, Tulsa,
or Kansas.
Yeah.
I don't even need to name a city. That whole fucking
Just the whole
state.
state.
I had to live there for a year, and that was
By the way,
worst.
Oklahoma. Fuck you.
Yeah, seriously. I don't care
Seriously.
if you're at home watching from Oklahoma. Turn it. Don't even. I don't want you watching.
We don't
I
want
have
the
to
ratings.
disagree with that. They have comedy clubs and they book us.
Okay, well that
Well, that's different.
anybody that gives you money is okay.
Yeah, they book us.
That's the difference.
Yeah. There was CJ did 4 days in Tulsa a few weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, and like I said, you have to travel. Mm-hmm. But other things we do on the show, we do bits. We have a Dr. Damus bit. Damus Smith, who's the rudest guy on the show, he has the biggest vocabulary for his background. And I stole that from somebody else. Somebody else told him, said, "For your background, you have a huge vocabulary." He will autocorrect anybody speaking. If you say something wrong, he's over there whispering, "That's not the way that goes. You need to say this." And
I'm
then
guilty of that.
he looks away and does that. He doesn't say it to your face.
Nice.
And you're like, "What'd you say?" Nothing. He's our human autocorrector.
Nice.
I like
I also
that.
call those grammar Nazis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. He is a grammar Nazi.
Have you ever? I gotta ask real fast, just because. Have you ever seen the clip on YouTube? You'll pull this up too. It's grammar Nazi Hitler, and they took a scene from a really serious drama about Hitler, and they subtitle it with him correcting people's speak. So he's just as violent, and just like this. And he's like, "There is not an R. There should be a period, not a comma." And as he's screaming, he's correcting speech at the bottom.
Nice.
And man, I giggled all the way through that. That was so great.
I love those YouTubes like that. We play videos. We play YouTube videos. Like we'll have the video of the week. We'll find something real funny. We don't do it every week, but we throw those in there. My favorite one is the panda noodles or something like that. I can't remember. It's been
Is
so
it
long.
oodles and oodles and noodles?
No, that's noodles on my back.
Noodles
One of
on
the
your
greatest.
back,
Can I get a high
okay.
five on that one?
No, it's a panda who sells food in another country, and he walks around and bullies people into buying his product. If you're in the grocery store shopping with the shopping cart and you don't have it, he'll walk up and slam your cart over and kick it. And some comics in America subtitled it, and they did voiceover on it, and they're cussing people out. It is the funniest thing.
All right,
You
I'm
guys
gonna
gotta
have to
look that up.
Yeah.
Panda
Yeah.
noodles.
You guys got to look that up. You got to find the version where the guy is talking for the panda. There's different versions of it, but you have to find the one where the guy is cussing people out. Told some guy was in a bed, just had surgery. He walked in and unplugged his IV and told him to die. It's hilarious. You got to look it up.
So who's on the show this week? Do you have any special guests on this Thursday?
Yeah, we have V, and we're
From
gonna-
Hungover with V.
Hungover
Yeah.
with V. She's going to be the female on the show. We want a woman's perspective. We're going to try to add more women guests, not just particularly women comics. We want a woman's point of view. And V was the first person I thought about meeting her the other day. She's fun, has a great personality, likes to laugh and laugh at herself. So she's going to have a good time. And I want to have.
Just make sure you have the mute button ready occasionally. 'Cause
Why?
If If anybody else wants to talk on the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I love that girl. She's a sweetheart.
does
She
love to
co-hosts our
talk.
show a lot, too. But yeah, have that mute button ready pretty quick if you need it.
she's gonna be sitting next to Damus. Damus will
Breathing
take
fire
care.
down your
I'm
neck.
telling you,
She's sweet.
she will be sitting next to Damus. Damus will take care of that.
Yeah, all right. I may come in just to watch that.
Yeah,
I'll sit in the
yeah.
audience.
She's gonna be looking at Damus like. I love Damus. He is hilarious. He will shut anybody down.
I'm excited. All right. So definitely make sure you check out Starstruck this Thursday. What time?
6:30 to 8.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I'm watching for
Yep.
sure. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back and we're going to bullshit for 5 more minutes. And that's the end of the show. You can go back to doing whatever you're doing with your day. So, John, I want to say thanks for coming in
Oh, thanks for having me.
today. Man, it was a lot of fun. So,
Yes.
Star Trek Thursdays.
Yeah, Starstruck Thursdays.
I like it.
And Taffeta, we like to have you on the show, but you're gonna have to wear your Chun-Li outfit.
You have a Chung-Li outfit?
I don't have a Chun-Li outfit.
But you can pull it off, no doubt about it.
Maybe. I'm sure I could find some sort of bustier.
That'll work too.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and say our goodbyes. And we'll say once again, Starstruck, 6:30 this Saturday. And
No, Thursday.
Thursday. I'm sorry. Saturday.
What's
the
wrong
fuck
with
is
you?
this? All days of the week
Worst
look alike
host
to me.
ever.
So, but John, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You want to stick
Thanks.
around for the end of the show?
I am.
Perfect. I appreciate that. All right. See you again, guys.